This is the Golden Gate, also called the Eastern or Mercy Gate of Jerusalem. It's been sealed for nearly 500 years. Most people walk by without noticing, but if you stop and listen, the silence feels powerful. This gate isn't just old stone. In both Jewish and Christian beliefs, the Messiah is expected to enter Jerusalem through this gate one day. And now, strange things are happening. Dust falls, stones shift, and people are wondering, is the gate about to open? To understand why it was sealed, we go back to the 1500s when the Ottoman Empire ruled Jerusalem. Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent rebuilt the city walls and ordered the Eastern Gate to be sealed. No clear reason was given, but many think it was because of a prophecy. People believed the Messiah would come from the east and enter through this gate. To block that, the Sultan also placed a Muslim cemetery in front of it. According to Jewish law, priests can't enter cemeteries without becoming ritually unclean, creating a spiritual barrier. It's a powerful thought, a gate meant for the Messiah, sealed shut. But history shows God's plan always moves forward, whether Pharaoh, Babylon, or Rome stood in the way. The prophet Ezekiel once had a vision of God's glory entering the temple from the east, just like this gate. In the book of Ezekiel, he saw God's powerful presence entering through the east gate, Ezekiel 43. But earlier he also saw something sad, God's glory leaving through the same east gate, Ezekiel 10. It shows a pattern of God being close, then distant. Hundreds of years later, Jesus came to Jerusalem just before Passover. The people were excited. He rode a donkey, fulfilling Zechariah's prophecy, Zechariah 9 verse 9, that a humble king would come this way. He entered from the Mount of Olives, through the Kidron Valley, and likely through the Eastern Gate. It was quiet, not dramatic, but it was the Messiah entering his city. Later, Acts 1 says Jesus went back to heaven from the Mount of Olives. Zechariah 14 says he will return the same way, with his feet again standing on the Mount of Olives, facing east. So the pattern continues, God's presence, departure, and return. Today, the Eastern Gate is sealed with stone. It's still and quiet, but Jerusalem around it is full of life. People pray at the Western Wall, markets are busy, and the Dome of the Rock shines under the sun. But at the Eastern Gate, also called the Gate of Mercy, things feel different. Some say dust leaks through the cracks. Engineers have noticed small shifts in the stones. A few even report hearing strange sounds. Officials offer no real answer. Many say it's just natural wear. Still, some believe it's a sign. In Matthew 24, Jesus said to watch for signs, wars, rumors, earthquakes, and voices in the wilderness. He said, watch because you don't know the hour. Hebrews 11 verse 3 reminds us, God created the universe by his command. What we see came from what we can't see. Maybe something deeper is happening, something we can feel, even if we can't explain it. There's a powerful truth we often forget. Everything we see came from what we cannot see. The physical world is just a shadow of something greater. When we look at the Eastern Gate in Jerusalem, it's not just ancient stone. It's a gateway between the natural and the divine. In the Bible, God moves quietly, a whisper to Elijah, a baby in a manger, a king on a donkey. These quiet acts are patterns that show us how heaven works, small, silent, but deeply meaningful. So when we see odd things at the Eastern Gate, dust falling, strange sounds, a vibration in the stone, we shouldn't ignore them. They might be signs from God, not loud miracles, but subtle messages. Across from the gate is the Mount of Olives, not just a hill, but a holy place. The prophet Ezekiel saw God's glory leave the temple and rest there, and he also saw it return the same way, through the Eastern Gate, Ezekiel 43. Jesus followed this exact path. On Palm Sunday, he entered through the gate as people shouted Hosanna. After his resurrection, he ascended into heaven from the Mount of Olives. And the Bible says, he will return the same way, Acts 1, Zechariah 14. This is not just history, it's a spiritual pattern. Today, many people visit the gate, pastors, pilgrims, believers. Some say they feel a low hum under their feet, like the earth is waiting. Others see dust falling, or hear a soft groan from inside the wall. These signs may seem small, but they could mean something much bigger is coming. Why Jerusalem still matters. A prophetic sign. There are people called watchmen who are always alert, just like the Bible says in Isaiah 62 verse 6, they never stay silent, day or night. These watchers aren't chasing random signs, they're watching how things are aligning. Jerusalem isn't just an old city. It's at the heart of biblical prophecy. The Bible mentions it over 800 times, from Abraham to Revelation. Psalm 122 tells us to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, not as a suggestion, but as a command. Why? Because it's more than just land, it's spiritual ground zero. This is where Solomon built the temple, prophets spoke, and Jesus walked, taught, and cried. In Luke 19 verse 42, Jesus said, "If only you knew what would bring you peace." That same warning still applies today. Jerusalem stands like a watchtower, sacred, central, and still. Could it again be the center of a divine event? If it was important during Christ's first coming, might it be important in his return? The fig tree and the prophetic clock. In Matthew 24, Jesus spoke about the fig tree. Most believe it represents Israel. When its leaves appear, you know summer is near. In the same way, when you see the signs, know that it is near, even at the door. That door might not just be symbolic. It could be the Eastern Gate, which has been sealed for centuries. Many believe the rebirth of Israel in 1948 was the first leaf on the fig tree. Since then, signs have increased: earthquakes, wars, unrest, and spiritual shifts. But maybe the most powerful sign is quiet, the sealed gate beginning to stir. The final gate. Imagine a stone gate, sealed for 500 years, now showing small cracks and shifts. Is it just aging? Or is it part of a divine plan? When this gate opens, it might not be dramatic, but spiritually, it could shake the heavens. It's not just a gate, it's a declaration waiting to happen. And when it opens, it could mark the return of the King. Are we ready? The signs are building. The world is distracted, but heaven is watching. Are you? If this message touched you, stay awake, stay alert. The King is near. This is not the end. It could be the beginning.